Hello everyone. Have you ever been in a conversation where you felt like you gave all the perfect answers, but the other person wasn't just connecting with you? You gave the response you thought they wanted to hear, but with their expression, with the slightest pause, or the way they shifted themselves in the seat, that you had missed the point completely. I've experienced this many a times in my career. From my early days as a junior software engineer to leading global product teams, I've had thousands of these moments, and my biggest aha came in one of my very first ones itself, the B School interview, the first lesson. I was fresh out of my engineering program, sitting across from an interview for a prestigious B School. I had rehearsed all the right answers, the one that sounded impressive. He asked me a very simple question: why do you want to do an MBA when you had already so good at computer science? I launched into my prepared speech about the future of technology and my desire to lead teams. It was polished, logical, perfect. At least I thought so. But when I finished, he gave me a small frown. In that instant, I realized he wasn't looking for a tech manifesto. He wanted my deeper motivation, my personal why, my vision, my sense of purpose. What I said was fine, but it wasn't what he needed to hear. That's when it hit me. What you say is only half the conversation. The other half is understanding what they truly are asking and why. That realization became the foundation of my next book, The Unspoken Truth. Core 1 concept: the silent language and the power of pause. The first big theme in the book is what I call the silent language, the art of reading what's not being said. We live in a world today which is full of noise. We forget that the most honest communication often happens in silence, in pauses, in body language, in the unguarded moment between words. I remember managing a brilliant analyst named Emily. She was usually very vibrant in meetings, but over a few weeks she became withdrawn, shoulder hinged, eyes down, one word answers, glances at her watch. She never said anything was wrong, but her silence spoke volume. I asked her privately if something was going on. She admitted that she was dealing with a personal crisis and struggling to focus at work. That conversation gave her relief, and it allowed me to support her in a way I could not have if I had just listened to her words. Another part of the silent language is the strategic pause. In high stakes discussion, most people jump into the moment that other person stops talking. But if you wait just a few seconds, the other person often adds something deeper, revealing the real issue. Especially in negotiation, I used what I call the wait, the why, and the what next technique. Wait a beat after the finish. Let them reveal the deeper why behind their position. Use that to decide what is next in your response. The key takeaway from this is when you slow yourself down and you truly observe, you hear not just the word but the truth beneath them. The other core concept which I talk about in the book is decoding the question. The second core concept is truly what is the question? Learning to hear what's really being asked. On the surface, questions often seem very straightforward, but underneath there is usually a deeper motivation, an emotional driver, or an unspoken fear. When I led a major project, my team asked, will this impact our current operations, and do we have the resources to do this? If I had given them a very technical chart and a timeline, a classical cookie cutter response, I would have missed the real issue. They were worried about burnouts, the late nights, and whether leadership would have their back or not. Once I addressed those unspoken fears by adjusting timelines, clarifying our priorities, and promising visible support, their hesitation turned into energy. The same principle often applies in our customer conversation. When a customer says, why is your product so expensive? The rookie answer is with a feature list. The expert note that they are really asking, is this worth my investment? Can I trust you? And the framework you can use is the intent response loop. Identify the real question or the fear, shape your response to match that intent, and confirm your understanding before moving forward. The best communicators, they just don't answer the questions, they answer the needs. And the concluding part in the chapter is the aha moment, the perspective talking. The most powerful breakthrough for me was realizing that great communication is really perspective talking. The ability to step outside your own viewpoint and see the conversation through the other person's eyes. It's not manipulation, it's not connection. When you stop focusing only on what you want to say and start focusing on what they truly need to hear, you shift the entire conversation. That's when influence sort of becomes effortless, trust becomes natural, and decision starts moving forward. And especially, in today's world, which is crowded with noise, there's enough distraction, there's a surface level exchanges, and the ability to hear unspoken is more critical than ever. That it's the difference between communicating, the truly connecting, between being heard and being remembered. The Unspoken Truth book is my toolkit for these skills, a collection of stories, frameworks, and a practical step to help you read the intent, master the silent language, decode the hidden question, and connect through perspectives. If you are ready to stop missing the point and start leading every conversation with clarity, grab the copy of the book on Amazon, or you can go to my website www.pankajprasoon.com. Don't just hear words, hear the truth behind them. That's where the real magic happens.